Okay.
You are my friends now since you came. Thank you for coming because you know, I said a lot of local people don't know about us, or else they have a different image of us. But this is really important to us because it is our history.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you had sugar, you would sweeten things with honey. Just so much you can do with honey though. So once they learn how to refine sugar, wow, you could make French pastries. You could sweeten your coffee. There was so much to do.
Yes.
The supply came from the Caribbeans and the southern part of the United States mostly. Yeah. Civil War stopped production in the U.S. In the meantime, about 1835, someone decided, Hawaii's climate is so nice. I bet we could grow sugar here. They were right. So they started planting sugar. The idea was to have the Hawaiian people do the labor, very labor-intensive sugar. But Hawaiian people were like the American Indians. You know, whalers came over here with their achus and their little coals. Hawaiian people had no natural immunities, so they dropped like flies. Half the population was decimated. I mean, you probably know that history. So they needed cheap labor to do the labor in the sugar plantations. And so they went to the Asian part of the world. A lot of poor people there, a lot of people willing to come. And actually, the recruiters gave them big stories, you know, oh, you're gonna, you know, street aligned with gold, etc., etc. You're gonna make plenty of money. These people are so poor, their idea was, oh yeah, go live over there a little while, get plenty of money, come back, and I'm gonna get a big shot at my village. Yeah. It didn't work out so much that way because although they were paid, they weren't paid well. It was like slave labor. Anyway, so they came over, and then once the children came, it's hard to do. So anyway, so a lot of immigrants came. We have them in the order. Our village is set up in the order that the immigration started. Chinese, Portuguese, Puerto Ricans, Japanese, Okinawans, Koreans, and Filipinos. 7 major races from mid part of 1800s, all the way to 1946. 1946, they had an immigration act. And they stopped immigration because they were so afraid that they were going to steal all the jobs for the Americans. Like every other nation that comes here, you know, they don't realize, well, they're stupid. But they're not taking the jobs, they're taking the poor paid jobs, and you know. So anyway, that was 1946. In the meantime, there was about 400,000 immigrants came. A lot of them married, a lot of them had children. So what you're going to see here today is the houses that they lived in. Maui, Big Island, you can go to the Plantation tours. That's the rich people, the owners. So you're going to see the beautiful houses. That's how they live. What you're going to see today here is the immigrants, the way they live. So a lot of questions. These rocks here are dedicated to the men who thought about our village here. 1976, people came like, you know, we should preserve this history for our children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren to learn because our parents really sacrificed their lives to come here. So these men thought about it, raised money. That was 1976. 1992, we were ready to open. They had constructed the building, had to raise money, construct buildings, get all kind of materials. And so since 1992, we've been open. So about 25 years. Yeah, about that. These totem poles, actually they have nothing to do with this village, but Korean tour group came through and they enjoyed themselves so much they went back and sent us these totem poles. I never knew Koreans had totem poles, but they stand outside the village, they welcome good things in and keep out the bugs. But very interesting, I mean, totem poles?
Yeah.
What?
Interesting.
I see the Korean words on there. What about this rock?
Now this rock, this was located where I showed you that smokestack, Oahu sugar mill. There was an old Japanese cemetery there. And in the 30s, they had decided to move that cemetery to Mililani. Put this rock on a truck, went all the way to Mililani. The driver got out. There was nothing there. He hadn't felt it fall off the truck, so he didn't know why. That was the 1930s. So 1960s, the road crew was cleaning up the ditches around here. And they saw this rock pulled over. So they lifted it up and said, oh, it must be important because it's a beautiful carving. And fellow countrymen who had gone before us, tower is erected for you, was in that cemetery and was for the Japanese immigrants who had perished on the plantation. Friends wanted to recognize that. But the main thing is nobody ever asked it. You want to go Mililani? You know our stones, you have to ask them, yeah? If you don't ask them, you know, so it never left Waipahu because nobody bothered to ask it. So every time I add stones to my rock wall, if I go in the bushes and I find one, I go, oh, you want to come home with me? Okay, let's go. always ask them, otherwise they probably won't go. They won't leave.
They won't make it there.
Oh, I know there's a tunnel there.
Yeah, this is our time tunnel, so we can go back 100, 150 years.
Wow, oh, I didn't know there's a tunnel here. This tunnel, oh, the tunnel is dedicated to the founder.
Oh, so this is pertaining to the tunnel. So 100, how many years you said?
We're going back about 150 years because 1835 they started growing sugar.
Okay.
And mid 1850s was the start of it all, yeah.
I took a picture of you going through the tunnel.
Oh.
I'll wait.
I wonder if Austin did that.
So
Probably.
anyway, Hawaiians were the first workers on the plantation. This is our little grass shack, except it's not grass shack, it's a palm shack. They did thatch it with pili grass, which is drying in the shed over here. I don't think you can see it. But they use pili grass, which is hard to find nowadays. And that's because pili grass when dried has a nice aroma to it, yeah? So the Hawaiians would come, they would sleep in their hut. If it's a nice night, like right now it's kind of raining, but if it was a nice night, they would sleep outside. When the owners came, they started building wooden houses. They moved into those because can you imagine how many geckos can get in here?
Yeah.
And if you go inside, take a look
And
inside.
mosquitoes.
You can see, yeah, this is
Go first.
with a little bit Western influence because the doors have
I
metal.
love it. The door.
Yeah.
And then the roof too is corrugated.
Yeah. So you know there's some Western influence. You know they found
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that a window?
yeah, it has hinges on it.
Yeah.
So it's a little grass shack with modifications.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So each complex can try to have the mindset that native is for that native. We have a hula mound over here. This is fairly new. We're trying to get a halal to kind of help us adopt and help maintain. Yeah. So let's see, breadfruit trees in the front here, and you see they have fruits over there.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get much bigger than that. I don't know. You know, we used to see in the open market the huge ones, but the Chinese were the first immigrants to come here. A little bit different because they were not planning to leave Hawaii. They came here to have a new life. There was a famine going on in China. Young men came here, and what was fortunate for them was they were young men. They're going to spend their lives here, so they were looking for wives. So they married Hawaiian women. When they married Hawaiian women, they immediately became naturalized citizens. That was a law in that day.
Oh.
So, naturalized citizens, they could own land. My grandma them went on the Big Island, they homesteaded on the Big Island, Honoka. They had to put it in their son's name because he was born in America. The two of them didn't become citizens until 1970s.
Oh wow.
So it's interesting because, you know, they couldn't put it in, they couldn't buy land. So it's
Right.
okay, my son.
Right.
Good way to get around it, yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, so they married Hawaiian women. They could buy land. Another smart thing they did was in the, after they fulfilled their contracts, rather than sign up again to work on a plantation, because that was hard work, they said, okay, I'm going to open a store. So, you know, downtown Honolulu, you see Ting Store, 1912.
Yeah,
A lot of them
Chinese
became
owned.
merchants, yeah. So that was another smart thing. Anyway, I think we still have this clothes that you can I forgot to say Waipahu, you know that rock we saw, the memorial stone. It never left Waipahu. Waipahu is, Wai is water, like Waikiki. Pahu is gushing forth. And so we have a lot of water. We have springs, underground springs. So we lease out this land over here to taro growers. It's all taro because it grows in water, yeah? So Waipahu, a lot of water. This area, you know Waipahu is it was hot, usually hot. But we have a lot of water underneath, so that's nice, yeah? Okay, so Chinese, there's a contract over here. They signed up for 5 years, $3 a month. So at the end of the 5 years, they were smart. They went to merchandising because they kept looking around. Wow, that looks like a lot of, you can make money with that, yeah?
Right.
Now, this was a social hall. So they would come in here after the day in the fields, and they would play cards and gossip, talk about what wars were going on in China. Nobody lived here,
Oh, okay.
but sometimes somebody would come, they didn't have a place to stay. So they could stay here for maybe 3 days, but they were expected to find somebody as soon as they could.
Oh, I
This is what
see.
they would sleep on.
Temporary. Oh, wow, hard.
Yeah. If they had a little money, they could get a wooden pillow, a little bit more, a little bamboo pillow. And this was more luxurious, yeah? And always mosquito netting because when it's water, you don't have
Oh,
mosquitoes.
yeah.
In the museum, you can probably see they have a display of bongo tiles.
I took a picture of
Oh, you did? Okay, good, because they forgot to take the sign down. I keep telling them, aren't you guys gonna bring the sign in with it too?
Yeah, that was
They
interesting.
keep forgetting.
There were different shapes for different
Yes,
nationalities.
the times, the times that it was racism, yeah. But they want to be able to. Oh, you're Hawaiian. Oh, you're Chinese.
Yeah.
Was that the little
This,
round
tags?
ones.
Yeah, I took a
Oh,
picture.
oh yeah, I saw that. Okay.
Hexagons.
Okay.
And that way they can say, oh, that one's Japanese. Oh, that one's.
Oh,
It's
you know,
racist, but that's how it was in those
Right,
days.
right,
yeah.
label.
And this
yeah.
is how they got paid too. They would take, you would be number 1, number 2, 3, and so at the end of the month you go to the office and show your number because most of our immigrants were illiterate. They were the poor people, uneducated. Yeah. So you go to the office, they would show their tag. Okay, I pay you this much. Oh, you went to the company store. I have to take off so much for whatever you bought in the company store.
Oh, I see.
Paying that. It's interesting because I went on a tour in the mainland and we went to a coal mine. And an old miner was doing the tour. It was interesting because that's how they did it too. They would have their big, coal, the bins, and they would have certain tags on it too. Because he was saying the same thing. He says, sometimes one guy would maybe steal the other guy's tag, put his on it.
Oh.
That's your livelihood.
Yeah.
So he said, after that, he said, they take him out to the parking lot or wherever the lot, and he would beat the guy up because you're stealing from
Yeah,
him. He worked
right,
so hard. And can you
right.
imagine that big bin? Yeah. And I
Yeah.
thought, gee, that's just like being in a plantation. You have to take things. Always going to have somebody trying to.
Yeah.
When I got paid $3 a month.
I know, for 5 years.
For 5
Imagine.
years.
What is minimum wage now? Something like $9, $10 an hour.
Yeah.
That's for a
But
month,
then of
not
course,
an
bread
hour.
was like 5 cents a loaf.
But
Oh.
still.
Okay, we're going on to the Portuguese house.
Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the kitchen. You notice the kitchen, the Chinese kitchen was separated from the main house.
Yeah.
Portuguese kitchen is separated from the main house.
Start with the house.
And that's because you're cooking with fire. Whenever you cook with live fire, there's a danger. You might have an accident.
Right.
So it's separated because then you can still live in your house while you're making bills. So they have a ice box in here. It's really an ice box.
Wow.
They have little jars. They would trade with their friends. Yeah, they brought these along, and pretty soon you had the Koreans making kimchi in this.
Oh.
The Chinese would keep the bones. After a year, the Chinese, they have a tradition where they wash the long bones of their ancestors. Whoever had passed along,
Oh.
they keep that. Every 100 years, you're supposed to take this back to China.
Oh.
But, I don't think they do it now. I thought they didn't do it nowadays because
Yeah.
communist China, whatever. But I lived across from a Chinese graveyard in Manila. And about a few years ago, one weekend, a lot of music, Chinese music, and
Celebrating.
firecrackers.
Oh.
They were having a ceremony.
Oh.
So it doesn't mean they still take it back, but they honored that 100 years.
I see.
So this is the Portuguese house.
Oh.
Part of the
Wait.
Luna's house, yeah?
Huh?
The Luna.
Usually Portuguese
Not a
were
work.
the Lunas.
This-
Yeah. Usually they were the Lunas
Not a
because
furniture.
Portuguese and Puerto Ricans were hired. One of the main reasons was that they were good horsemen. They knew horses, they knew how to ride. So they were hired partly for that reason. So they became Lunas, ride the horse, carry a big bullwhip. They were kind of mean, not liked by everybody. Yeah. The other reason was that Portuguese were the only white race. So being racist time, that's not one of the reasons. But it doesn't. I read something where this Japanese man, after a year on the plantation, he was a Luna. So they recognized a man for what he could do too. It wasn't as if just you're white to say he be the boss. So when we built these houses, they were all empty. They were just shells. And one of the things we did, the first things we went to the different associations, Portuguese Association, Chinese Association. We said, can you help us furnish these houses because we have nothing, only shells. Look how wonderful. They just
All the period furniture.
yeah, and this is real stuff. This is not, worth hundreds and thousands and irreplaceable kind of thing. Every house you're gonna see has a sewing machine. because Mama had to sew everything. There was no Walmart or Kmart to go to. So she sewed the children's clothes. She sewed them even underwear from rice bags or whatever. And I always thought, okay, it must be itchy, rice bag.
Yeah.
But then somebody said, no, one of the ladies on the tour said, no, when you wash it, it becomes so soft. It's nice to wear. So she could make a little extra money by sewing shirts for the single. Okay, so I'll tell you one ghost story now. So one of our docents was very sensitive. She had a big tour once, so they came in the house, and as she was getting everybody onto the next house, she happened to look over, and there was a man standing by the door in a white linen suit. And, you know, we don't wear suits in Hawaii, it's too hot. But she looked over at him, and he smiled at her, and he nodded, and she went on. And it bothered her because something. So she finished her tour, and she came back here, because she said, I didn't see him on the tour at first, and I didn't see him after that one time. So she came here, she looked around, she said, oh, it was him. Oh, what a handsome young man, yeah? Oh. And so she said, oh, it was him. And we thought about it. We said, you know, if you have family and you pass away, the family gets all your pictures, everything. Mm-hmm. If there's nobody else to take it over, there's no family left, then that's how we happen to come by our pictures, yeah? Because there's nobody else that would want to take it, their family. So he probably came here to visit his things, you know, maybe some other things.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
But it wasn't unhappy, it wasn't a scary, because she smiled at him and he nodded very pleasantly at her. When I came over here and I looked at it, I thought, what a handsome man he was. Very handsome young man.
Cool.
Just giving his approval.
Yeah, probably that, you know, we're able to make use of his things.
Exactly.
And then every October, we turn into a haunted village.
Oh.
There's one of the drama clubs from the community college, I think, comes over here. You know, they do all the scary things from early in the morning. And it's always sold out. They have only so many tours they can take. So they start the beginning of October. You know, I haven't seen them yet. I wonder who's going to have it. At one time, the first times they did it, they were considered one of the 6 best in the nation.
Wow.
And the next year they were, no, first year was 3 best in the nation. Next year was 6 best in the nation. No, I don't think they even come on it. But it was, I guess, a big thing at that time. They have a tour. They have a tour. Outhouse.
You can go first.
It is not a working outhouse, but it is a 2-seater. So you're having to go in together.
Wow. Okay.
I tell my school kids, oh, you and your best friend can go in.
Why? The people.
You know what makes me feel so old is that the elementary school kids,
Yeah.
you don't know what this is.
Oh.
But what's that for? That's your toilet. Oh. It doesn't have newspaper, it doesn't have, usually has newspaper or the Sears catalog in there, not to read. You say, what?
Oh,
That's
to
for
what?
your toilet paper. Oh. No, gross. Somebody finally, one of the kids said, what if you don't have newspaper or whatever? I said, then you find the best leaf you can.
Yeah.
And my cousin, who grew up like that, she said, you find the ones with a lot of ridges like guava leaf. No, our Pidgin English. Oh, poor thing. Pidgin English. We cite this as one of our Pidgin Englishes. I found out I'm bilingual.
Oh.
In the dictionaries, they find out if I can speak Pidgin English, I'm bilingual.
Oh, awesome.
That's so
And that's a
funny.
product of this. Buta cow can. Buta is Japanese for pig. Cow is Hawaiian for eat or food.
Yeah.
So it's a slop pail.
Oh.
Yeah. So they would fill the slop pail up whenever.
Just scraps.
Every 2-3 days, usually 2 days. Okinawans who usually raise the pigs would come out. Okinawan man and his son on a truck or a wagon, big 50-gallon drum. They would throw the garbage in there, go back home. At home, they'd have an even bigger vat over a fire. Fire was used to sterilize everything.
Oh.
So they would throw out any mangoes, tangerines that fell from the tree were rotting. So this is the Puerto Rican house now. Still separated from the main house because we're still cooking with live fire. A little bit different method, but live fire. The Puerto Ricans came here to, they taught us how to drink coffee. We had coffee beans, we didn't know how to process it. So they showed us how to pick it off the tree, take off that soft outer shell, coffee bean, dry it in the sun for 3 to 4 days, then you roast it, double roast it. Coffee grinder here. This is the part we use. You know, like I said, there's a soft outer shell when it turns red. Then the coffee bean is outside. So this is a quick way of getting that soft outer shell off. We have medicines on the wall over there. They had rum, combination of things, and they put it in soda bottles because that's what they had. Ham hanging up here. This is lunch pails to take out to the fields with you.
Oh, wow, lunch pills.
The fire was in there.
Wow.
Is that like
Look, what did they
the fire pit?
Yeah, kind of like
Where
that.
did they put the...
Same thing, live fire, but
Oh,
still,
charcoal.
still
They put
it's
charcoal in there.
yeah, it's
Well,
a
isn't
different
that neat?
method, yeah.
Wow.
This is the wash area, so they would come over here and they'd scrub their clothes on this.
Mm.
If
Oh, you
they
wash
didn't
it.
have the towel, they would find a stream, and this is how they would wash it, stomp on it on a flat stone.
Oh, okay,
But
okay.
otherwise, they had this invention, they could scrub their clothes on and wash
Yeah.
their clothes. So you need to hug your washing machine.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Wanna come?
This is the Puerto Rican house. Not a lot of Puerto Ricans came here, but we did have them. And you remember the Mamia?
Oh, yeah.
So this
The
is
rattle.
yeah, this is the maracas that they had. They can make it with maracas. Yeah, just right, a nice brown. And then you know when they have kachi-kachi dancing?
Yeah.
Mm.
Kachi-kachi is a Japanese word because a lot of times I learned this on Sokogashi, onomatopoeia.
Oh, onomatopoeia.
Words that sound like this. They say the words that sound like
Sounds like the sound in
yeah. So this is like kachi-kachi. Japanese would say, oh, kachi-kachi dancing.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Kachi-kachi dancing.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so let's see, Sangishin. This family is, young lady is going to have her first communion. So she's all dressed up for it. Her little brother is sleeping in the corner in a recycled rice bag hammock. We have the chamber pots over there. That's another thing I tell the kids that come over here. Oh, who's the youngest in the family? Okay, that's your
That's your job?
That's your job.
That's
Yes,
what
Annie.
you oh.
Why is that for? You know, in the nighttime you don't want to walk all the way because it's
Yeah.
all dark and you know. Yeah. I see so much views on that.
That's so funny.
Okay, well, look. Anyway, we're coming to the Japanese duplex house. Here's their fudoba, the Japanese fudoba. You can go inside, take a look. And you know, Japanese, I have to tell this way because a lot of different nationalities, they don't understand why Japanese use fudo. They say, oh, it's so small, but you know, you bathe outside the tub.
Yeah.
First you, you know, wet yourself
And then
down,
just
you
soak,
soak up.
yeah?
Yeah, like a hot tub.
What is this one?
It's an own washing machine.
Oh, yeah, it says washer and dryer. Wow.
Okay, so this is a Japanese duplex house. Two
Oh.
families live here. And you're gonna say, wow, two families live here, so tiny. So, kitchen is in the house now. It's a little bit different. We've been seeing it always separated from the house. Reason for that is that they have kerosene stoves, which are much safer. So you have the kerosene stove. This is called a safe box. This is where they put their leftovers. The screen would keep out the flies. And usually on the legs, they would have little, like about tuna can size. Put water in there, the legs would be in there. So a lot of the legs on these safe boxes are damaged. And the water would keep the ants from crawling up. So they call this a safe box. In the mainland, I think they call them pie boxes. And I think I just read a book not too long ago. It said they called it Seifo boxes. And I said, I thought it was a safe box. But Seifo box is safe box with a Japanese accent.
Yeah.
Seifo
That's
box.
so-
Okay, so this is the first family side. I always wondered, why didn't they just put up a board over here, something, curtain?
Yeah.
And we had an open house and this man came in. He grew up in one of these houses. So I told him, how come they didn't just put something over here to block? He said, why? He said, you know, I'm 75 years old. He said, the neighbor kids are just like my brothers and sisters. Because you can imagine 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids. Eat breakfast, you out that door. Who would want to stay? The house is so small. This is the bedroom. That's the living room. That's it.
Oh, I see.
So as I understand it, they had Japanese families living like this, but it wasn't too long. I think because it was very, very tiny. Yeah? So they would have futon. A futon bed comes from this. Spread it on the floor. Everybody slept together, mom, dad, the kids. So I'm sure if they had more than 3 or 4 kids, they were all over the house. In the morning, you fold it up, put it on the side. Mom could do her ironing or sewing, whatever else she needed to do. Yeah.
Oh, they have a bigger one over there, I think.
Okay, this is the living room for the first family. They have the Hotoke-sama. They're going to have a tea ceremony here, sitting on zabuton. They have a scroll set over there. I don't know what happened to the stones. So this is the first family side, yeah? And then come around and make a U-turn over here. This is the mirror image, the other family's living room. they have
Oh, kind of like mirror image.
yeah. So they have over here. They have they're gonna have a Tanamoshi party. Have you folks heard of Tanamoshi?
No.
Okay, Tanamoshi was an old way of doing things. They're so poor, yeah? Mr. Yamamoto needs to buy his wife a new sewing machine. Here's his shop. So he doesn't have $30. The banks won't lend him money. They're so poor, no more collateral. So he calls 9 of his friends. Hey, I'll go make Tanamoshi. I need to buy Mrs. something. So everybody come to my house Saturday. So they all come. Nice time to get together, socialize. Everybody brings $3.
Oh.
$3 goes in the pot.
Oh.
Mr. Yamamoto needs it, so he said, I give everybody 10 cents if I can take the pot. Okay, 10 interest. Give everybody 10 cents, takes the pot, buys Mrs. a sewing machine. Next week, Saturday, everybody shows up again. You need to show up. This is your honor. These are all your friends. Bring $3 again. Bring it $3. Somebody else gets it. All the way to the 10th person. Now the 10th person, he didn't have any need for the money right away, but this is his friends. So actually, he could get it without paying interest because he was due that pot. Everybody has one pot, yeah. And then they all got the amount of money for whatever they needed to buy. So that was called Tanamoshi. Okay, so this is the second bedroom. Futons on the ground, the summer yukata kimonos, which is cotton. They didn't have any closets in those days, so they have tansu.
Oh.
And if you find a tansu in an antique shop nowadays, it's from $8,000 to $10,000 because they were usually made of soft wood. So I remember my grandma opening hers and the door falling off.
Oh.
The termites got to
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
very easily.
Termites love that, yeah.
Oh yeah, so easy to eat. Okay, so this is the other family's kitchen. Oh, nice icebox. It looks real modern. Kerosene stove. On the table, you see a little sake warmer. So this man was good with his hands. He would pick up all kinds of junk parts. He'd make little sake warmers and sell it to his neighbors and friends for $5.
Oh.
Nice to have your sake warm. You know how easy it is to go down.
Warm.
This tofuya, a lot of our displays, families closing down their business.
Big
Rather than throw everything in the garage, they give it, they donate it to us. We can set it up for tofu. Now tofu is dried soybeans. You grind it up. Yeah, there's a little stone there. You grind it up, you cook it, you emulsify it, put it into a mold like over there, and then you can just cut it up. You can make tofu out of any kind of dried grain. My cousin made out of peanuts once. You kind of food, you look at the white, it look like tofu. Oh, peanut! It definitely has a peanut taste.
Oh, it has a taste,
Oh,
a
how
different taste.
interesting.
Well, soybeans, tofu to me doesn't have taste. It picks up from the shoyu
Right,
ad or
right.
whatever ad. Yeah. When I went to Okinawa in January, they have, what was it called? They have Okinawan tofu. We went to several different shops. They have a Hewadori, a shopping area, little family shops.
Oh.
It's so good to go there because every family has a definition of what kind of food. So real Okinawan food. So we said, oh, we like to eat, I forget what the name for that tofu is. So one shop we went, looked like tofu. You tasted it was peanut tofu.
Oh.
So you go to the next shop, it was like the consistency of custard.
Oh.
No more form, Still tasted good though.
Oh.
Yeah, and to us, we gotta show you
Yeah.
something. But it was interesting because we can set it up and show you how they did things. Yeah? There was extra money for the family because everybody tried to make a little extra. Everybody was so poor.
Right.
Oh, where did you get the machine?
Well, this is a family donated. When they're closing their business down, a lot of it just is a barber shop, this one. Because thankfully, otherwise they'd have it sitting in the garage rotting. So instead they say, oh, we want to give this to you. Say, wow, we can set up a tofuya here. Can show you how they cook it, how they grind it up in a millstone, then they cook it, cool it off in water.
My dad's family owned a tofuya.
Oh yeah.
In Mo'ili. So I should tell him to come and look at this.
Yeah.
It might bring back memories.
This is without their family, moms and dads, first time they were from home. Oh, they had a great time. They were drinking, they were gambling, they were going to houses of prostitution. And when they hit also the next one, they cannot work. So the owner says, let's get these ministers over here. We got to straighten these guys up. We want them out in the field working. So these men very caught between two worlds. They're sleeping in western side beds. Because all the training is in the mainland, yeah, for Christian priests. They're sleeping in western beds. They're still wearing geta over there, geta and slippers. They're going to have a Bible study here. So what? They sit on the floor. They have Japanese Bibles to read. So they're living between two worlds, yeah? They're straddling between two worlds. And then they have Go over here. Go is a game of, somebody said checkers. It's not. It's more like chess, because it's a game of strategy. You have to surround your opponents. 2014, we had a birthday party for it with a birthday cake, and the priest came, and because it's unsanctioned now, yeah. And it's an agricultural shrine. So if you're a farmer, you're getting ready to plant, come over here, you make an offering in the wooden box. You can go take a look.
Yeah. Okay.
You take the bell, you ring the bells, and you have a good harvest.
Oh.
Community bathhouse, community food or bath.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Have a seat. This is the men's side. Beyond the wall there, that's the women's side.
Oh.
Women's side is about half the size. That's
Oh.
only because there weren't that many women on the plantation. So after a day in the fields, you'd come in here, bring your little wire basket with your towel and your soap, put your suit, geta or your clothes in here, grab a stool from someplace, they have them stand all around, sit down, you would get some water from the fudoba, rinse yourself off, scrub up, rinse yourself off, and then you go sit in the tub, like a hot tub. It was manned by a man who had lost his plantation, his hand on the plantation. Rather than turn him and his family off, the owner says, why don't you take care of, you and your sons take care of the fudoba? Oh, what a wonderful idea. Did he go and turn the faucet on with the hot water heater? No, he had to go boil the water, and they had to carry it every day. He would drain it out by the drains. So it wasn't just easy work, but at least he had employment. He could support his family. Yeah? This is important for another reason. So Japanese all came in here. They're the ones that wanted the fudoba. They came over here, priests and the other nationalities, and you gotta remember they had different camps, yeah? Chinese camp, Japanese camp, whatever. And not too much socializing because of language barrier too. So the Japanese and the other nationalities saw that, they said, wow, that looks good. I think I want to do that after a hot day of working swimming. So they're coming here, all these naked men sitting around, cannot talk because, you know, they're all different languages, but they have pidgin English. Finally one day one man said, hey, what you do on the plantation? The guy would go, oh, I do such and such. And he said, oh, me too. How much you get paid?
No.
How un-American. Every nationality was paid differently. Portuguese was the best paid. Japanese and Filipinos were the least paid. Well, this was not right. So in 1920, the Japanese struck. But only the Japanese struck. Everybody else was working, the owner didn't care. You didn't have to pay the Japanese, and everybody else was working. So it was a disaster. 1920. 1926, the Filipinos got upset. You know, everybody's, okay, strike. Same thing, but only the Filipinos were not working, everybody else were. That was 1920, 1926. Not until 1946, when the ILWU, a very powerful union, got involved. Everybody struck. They got them organized, everybody struck. And they were successful with the strike. They got what they wanted, yeah? So it took a long time, but eventually they organized, they went together, yeah? So the other thing is, somebody always asks me, so the water goes right up to the boards. You don't want to hit in your boards because it's going to rot the boards. So the kids would come in there with mothers and they'd go swim underneath. Hello! Hello! So with that, somebody would always ask me, so didn't they try to pee? I said, oh, no, they wouldn't do that. Then my cousin came on a tour. She went home to her 89-year-old mother and asked her. The mother had grown up on a plantation. And she said, oh, Mom, you know, she explained, she said, oh, yeah, they always tried to pee. Share with my story. So you would come in here. If you sat over here, they would take you in the order to come here, in the order you were seated. If you sat over here, you were here to read the newspaper, gossip with your friends, talk story, you know. And in Hawaii, we're a little bit different. Our barbers are lady barbers, they're Japanese lady barbers.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how different it was. I used to take my brothers Saturdays to get their hair cut in a neighborhood place, yeah, little Japanese lady.
Yeah.
And then one of our tourist people said, you have women barbers? And I said, yeah. Well, the men is either Italian or Black Americans. Because the men gathered there, that's where they talk story, racing, whatever. And I said, oh, look, we have little Japanese ladies. These ladies never died. They're 150 years old, they're still cutting hair, standing on a little block, so still over there cutting hair. Okay, so this is the Okinawan house. We differentiate Okinawa from the Naichi, Japanese, because they are a separate culture.
Right.
In the 15 or 1600s, they were conquered by Japan. They were not allowed to speak Uchinanshu, Uchinaguchi. And so they speak Japanese now. You see here, Hogen, Okinawan, only spoken in the home. This is traditional costume. At first glance you think, oh, it looks like a kimono, but you notice the sleeves are all open. And the hat is traditional Okinawan, hanagasa. Lotus ridge, yeah? This is called, in Japan they call it shamisen, in Okinawa it's called a shanshin. Has actual snake skin. And I don't know, somebody was just telling me something about the strings, there was a difference. When I came on my first tour here, they said, oh, every Okinawan house had a picture of the wartime Emperor Hirohito there.
Oh.
And I said, no. My grandma then, how could she have a picture of the enemy up there when she had 3 sons in the military? Yeah? My oldest uncle was in the 100th Battalion, which was so decimated that day. That's why they had the 442nd. Because I think they said after some big, and this one of our group, this guy went straight to this store that they had. Yeah, they had that, but they had, the seaweed too. And we're talking about all the seaweed, you found out 6 packages, whatever was on the shelf, and the rest of us want to take home to the sea. Okinawa is known for the seaweed, yeah? But they didn't. This is a Korean house. We have chili peppers there. Always gotta have chili peppers in the Korean house. Now, the Korean people came to Hawaii in order to practice their religion. They were not allowed to practice Christianity in Korea. So they came here so they could have freedom of choice for religion. That's why this picture is up there. This is the Rose of Sharon, which is like a hibiscus. So this is supposed to be a Korean peninsula, and each blossom is kind of like a village or a province. And the Rose of Sharon in the Bible, I didn't know why, in one of my tour groups, somebody, oh, that's what it is. The Rose of Sharon in the Bible has something to do with the body of Jesus. That's why they picked that flower. Now this family is probably entertainment because you see the shoes and the hats, the musical instruments, the gong and the drums, yeah? Now the son's first birthday party is coming around. So parents have a big party, they bring him over to the table, and he grabs the coins and they say, oh, he's gonna be a banker. Then he puts that down, he grabs the string, he says, oh, he's gonna be a tailor. First birthday party, so this is one of the traditions, yeah? And then we have a costume over here. Oh, and look at their ironing board. You have to have a look at their ironing board. Everybody else uses heat, yeah? They use strength. They beat the wrinkles out of their clothes. I don't know how good that is for your clothes, but it's a method. What is this?
Oh no, these are just what people donated.
Oh, how nice.
Names, and then it has what they donated.
Yeah, oh, I think it's the only house that has that. Conscientious about that, yeah.
It's funny, there's hula hoops in here.
I don't know what's
Why
that
is
for.
that? It's like they-
Yeah, must be some program they have.
Oh, I don't think they have hula hoops, but I would like to.
I'm trying to think if we had anything, but we haven't had anything since we had the first one dance of the year in June.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the men's store. This is a Filipino men's store. So 4 men live here. When you go through, you can look in each room and see what their interests were. 1 man a week would be assigned to clean up the hallway, to sweep up. And he just like me, he forgets his dustpan. So you solve that. Oh, sweep the dirt out. Close enough.
Okay.
I was so excited. I went home. I thought I'm gonna do that. And then I went home and I have metal door stops. I couldn't do that.
Funny.
Yeah, sweep out the rubbish out. Then you
Yeah,
open
to get it up that ridge is hard.
Good idea.
Wow. Even a cockroach can't get in there, huh? Okay, so look in each room. These are women never been married before, so a lot of them have movie star pictures because they're lonesome, yeah?
Yeah.
What is that? Is that Captain Pepper?
This guy, I can't figure out. There's a shoe polish up there. And this guy is the most interesting.
Oh.
Mae West is, he idolizes Mae West. He's
what is
religious because he has Jesus on a cross
Yeah.
there. He's a musician,
He also
he's a
gambles.
mandolin. Yeah, biggest thing, he's a gambler.
Ah,
Specifically,
that's
he's
why
a
he-
chicken fighter because they have all the gaffs and the
Oh,
chickens.
is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what they tie onto the leg.
Oh.
But you know, in all 50 states, chicken fighting is illegal, including Hawaii. And we have them every
still
weekend.
have-
Yeah, we still, yeah.
In the 30s. So you're gonna see a difference in what we're seeing. This house, big difference. Think about 1930s. We enter through the kitchen. So we enter the kitchen. The kitchen has linoleum floors, and look how huge it is. Big kitchen. They're gonna have a party, so they have lechon, roast pork. They have a running water because the sink is there. They have a refrigerator now, not an ice box, a refrigerator. Compressors on top. One of the first models. When they had this model, they said, "Oh, it's so ugly, so let's put it on the bottom." It became less efficient, but it was very workable. They have a telephone here, so you know this man is a lead man. Call him in the morning. Okay, get the guys out to this field or that field. So you know he's an important man in the. I was going to say reservation. In the plantation. Yeah. They have all kinds of different cooking things. Coconut husker, coconut peeler, whatever. The children have toys. There's a Mancala there. They have a tricycle in here. So things are really, really good life for them now. They have furniture. None of the other houses had a sofa. They have a sofa, musical instruments. Very, very good life now. So in the 1930s, so what we're seeing before was the late 1800s, early 1900s, mostly early 1900s. Yeah. But not too bad here for 30 years from the turn of the century. They're really doing very nicely. Simon. Okay, now Simon is very unique to Hawaii. If you go to Japan, you tell them, "Oh, like eat Simon." What? Ramen. You eat ramen in Japan. Saimin, unique to Hawaii because sai is Japanese for soup, min is Chinese for noodles, noodle soup. Saimin. So don't ask for saimin in Japan.
Yeah.
And you go McDonald's, you can ask for saimin over there. I'm sure in Japan you must have ramen. Now, again, a family donated this. Yeah. About 3 months ago, we had a rededication. One of the walls was coming apart, so we had to fix it. So because we're doing a rededication, we asked the family if they'd like to come and see it. The family, maybe about 50 or 60 of them showed up. And they donated, when you go over there, take a look, they donated their original noodle machine. Looks kind of like a pasta machine. Between that, this is the office here. Any office, not just our office, you want to find on a plantation, look for the Royal Palms and you'll find the office. Right behind it. And that's where you go for your paycheck. If you're a visitor, you come over there, you want to see somebody.
Wow, what a good tour.
I know, what a good tour, yeah. It's kind of creepy. I mean, because of the There's that rat plague poster she was talking about
Which one? Oh, that.
on the
Okay.
wheelchair.
Got to look at that.
Yeah. Too bad I'm gonna hurry through.
That's for the corn. That's for poi. That is Chinese taro. Not the best. I think the best is lehua taro on Kauai.
Mm.
But it's okay. Some ladies say, oh, too dry and
Oh,
whatever.
oh,
But nowadays, if you can get it, then you'll be happy. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here is our freshwater ponds.
Oh, that,
I don't know what happened. All this stuff is growing. I went away. Where did I go? I went someplace and one weekend came out. What the heck is this? We have a church group that comes in every few months, helps us clean it out.
Oh,
Oh, no. Oh, look, we have
the
ducks.
ducks
here.
brought them from.
ducks are happy.
We have ducks. We have a heron that comes by and eats fish. Inside the ponds is
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
duck. I would show you a noni if we had one that fell on the ground. Have you ever seen a noni?
Yeah, they use
Oh,
this
that's smelly.
Yes.
fermented, for
Yes.
to drink.
Put them in
I
the
don't
jar
know
and they
how.
leave in the
For,
sun or something?
High blood
For
pressure.
5 days, and
Oh.
it's supposed to be cleansing for you, but God, the thing is powerful. And they say better if you eat it. I don't know how you can get that close to it. They had that Andrew Zimmer,
Mm. Yeah.
Bizarre Foods.
Oh,
He went
okay.
Big Island. They have a Hawaiian family living off the land. So she picked it for him. 5 days later, she came back, all filled with liquid. She had 2 jiggers. So she poured him some, she poured her one. And he went,
Oh.
I couldn't drink it. So finally he went, oh, that stuff is really strong. She said, really? Oh. So
Like
you got to
nothing,
get
yeah.
used to it, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
because
yeah.
That was powerful.
Mm.
Okay. And then,
Oh, Napaka.
yeah, you know the legend of Napaka?
Yeah. Some people don't know it.
So Napaka, Princess Napaka, walking along the shore one day, and she saw this beautiful Hawaiian guy, Kauai. God, he was gorgeous, so she talked story with him. Every so often she talked with him. Ooh, pretty soon she fell in love. But she's a princess, he's a commoner, he's a fisherman. What they gonna do? So she went to her sister Pele for advice. Pele said, let me go check it out. She went, nice looking guy, so she kind of flirted with him. But he had no interest in her, he loved Napaka. Pele got mad, so he banished Kauai to the mountains, and he banished Napaka to the ocean. That's why you see the Napaka on the ocean, on the mountain. And so every time you see the Napaka, you should always bring the lovers, reunite the lovers. Yeah.
That's so neat. Yeah, that's so neat.
I'm glad I told it right because the story at the chocolate company was just the same. I thought, good, I'm done telling tales.
Yeah, it's very famous.
One last thing, you see the house over there? You know what that is? This is a rhinoceros beetle. The state puts them up all around
Oh,
the
yeah,
island.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
rhinoceros beetle. They don't know how it moves up to the place because it's nighttime. They fly out at night. So they
Oh.
put these up so they kind of monitor where they're coming, where they're going to the island. Not necessary to catch them, but that's the way to kind of find out. Because can you imagine an island without coconut trees?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
palm
yeah, yeah.
trees. God, that would be devastating.
Yeah.